Hey y'all, it's hot, it's humid, and it's dry, which means welcome to August in Mississippi. For real, August and September are the driest months that we have in our state. And that makes it extra hard for our gardens to look good. It seems like I'm constantly dragging hoses around just to give things a little bit of water. It's not so much the heat that makes it so bad, it's this drought that's really putting the damper, no pun intended, on my garden. But today I'm going to share with y'all 3 perennials that can really handle this drought that we're experiencing. These first 2 perennials I have in a couple of spots in my gardens, and I just really appreciate the heck out of them because they have not given me a hard time at all as far as wilting down in the afternoons when the heat has been so bad all day long. They really don't require anything of me, and I'm so grateful for them. The first perennial plant that I am extremely happy to have in my garden is this Gara. Now I have it in several locations, and it comes in different varieties, different colors. But this hot pink is really pretty. Now this right here, these are the seeds from the milkweed that's next to it. They're trying to take flight and plant themselves around in my garden, so I'm just gonna let them. But this Gara has really been a standout all season long, and it has not backed down during all of this heat, humidity, and drought we've experienced. It's a real winner. We have, or I here in my garden, I have clay soil. It doesn't mind the clay soil. It doesn't mind the heat and humidity that we have in Mississippi, and it's not minding the drought that we're having. Here it is again. And then this is another variety that I have, and I really love this one. It's not so much like a solid plant, but it's just so airy, and it kind of looks like fireworks. I mean, this is the end of the season for it, but you can see the white blooms that it has. But I think it has just added a little something extra to my gardens. And the lack of water has not bothered it. The next perennial that I want to talk about and tell y'all about that's doing really well in my garden during August and hopefully into September during the heat, humidity, and drought is this Artemisia. I like it because it has a bright white color, so it really just gives a pop in the garden. It grows tall. That's probably, I don't know, 3.5 feet, 3 feet tall right there. And it does not wilt. After it's been in the sun all day long with no water, it does not wilt. I planted this last summer, not really knowing how it would do, but I have been so pleased with it. It has filled in this spot really well. The Gara just grows up through it, and these two together make a winning combination. The Gara and the Artemisia. Oh, look. That Rudbeckia back there. Or the black-eyed Susans. There's a little lizard crawling up that stem if I can find him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I love it. Here's another bed with Artemisia in it, and you can tell that this bed, it's looking dry and dusty and tired. But just at first glance, you see this Artemisia and think, wow, that bed's not looking so bad after all. Just don't look too close. So from afar, it's a gardener's best friend. And the last perennial that I want to brag about that can really withstand this heat and no rain or lack of water is sedum. This is a variety called, I believe this is Autumn Joy sedum. You see it's just beginning to turn color. In the fall it turns that kind of pinky blush color. But this perennial is an absolute winner. It comes back in the early spring. You can see it coming out of the soil. It looks like little rosettes coming out of the ground. This does not like fertilizer. It does not like water. In fact, if you water it, it will more than likely start to droop and flop over. So when I'm watering other things in this bed, I just avoid this sedum. You can cut it and put in arrangements. And then when you take your arrangement apart or throw the other flowers away, you can stick this cutting in the ground and it will reroot itself and start over. That's how easy and hardy this perennial is. I love it. It is absolutely one of my favorites. The only thing about this sedum is that deer like it too. Now this little patch right here is right by my front porch. So maybe that's why the deer have stayed away from this, because it's a little too close to the house, but I really don't know. And knock on wood, hopefully they won't find it. But this is a perennial that is tough as nails, thrives on neglect, and will just reward you with beautiful blooms in the fall. Gaura, Artemisia, and Autumn Joy sedum, these are 3 perennials that I have really found to do well in my garden, especially in August and September when it's always so hot and dry. They can handle it. Tough as nails, and I appreciate the heck out of them. Y'all tell me, what are some plants that y'all have found through your gardening years that have really seemed to hold up to what I'm mainly looking for now is the dry. What are y'all using that's really holding up to drought when you don't have drip irrigation, when you're having to go around with the water hose and water everything? What is something that, like the sedum, doesn't really require it all that much? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, and you can add deer resistant to that too. Y'all drop a line in the comments and let me know what I need to be looking for. I'd appreciate it. And be on the lookout. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all more than you know. Bye.